The National Humanities Center provides a national focus for the best work in liberal arts and draws attention to the enduring value of cultural traditions and critical thought in all areas of humanistic study. The center's director recently stopped by our studios to tell us more.
Dr. Jeffrey Harpham, welcome back to North Carolina Now.
Thanks. It's my pleasure to be here.
You are the executive director of the National Humanities Center here in the Research Triangle Park. Your organization is celebrating its 35th anniversary this year. Congratulations.
Thanks.
First of all, tell us more about the mission of the National Humanities Center and the work that you've been able to do over this last 35 years.
Well, the National Humanities Center is a research institute. It's one of a small number of such institutes in the world, and it's the only one that's dedicated completely to the humanities. We started out on a shoestring 35 years ago, and in the space of those years, we have been transformed from a great idea into, I think, a great institution. We are the leading research institute in the world devoted to the humanities. We support scholarship in the humanities through a residential fellowship program. We support work with high school teachers, where we are the national leaders, and we do outreach events that address issues of emerging interest that the public might take an interest in.
You mentioned your fellowship program. Since 1978, you have had more than 1,300 fellows come and work at the Humanities Center. Tell us about these people and the work that they have been able to do as part of these fellowships.
Sure. They come from all over the world. They are selected through a very, very rigorous application process. About 1 in 13 make it through, so it's a very select, very filtered group. And we select them on the basis of the intrinsic interest of their project and their track record. So these are people who are very dedicated and very committed and very ready to work. They work in the fields of history, philosophy, study of the arts, literature, anything having to do with the humanities. And we have a kind of porous definition of what the humanities are. As you mentioned, we've had over 1,300 fellows. We have a library of books that have been written by our fellows, and it has about 1,300 copies in it. And when I walk by that library, it's pretty inspiring. I sometimes try to imagine what the world would be like if you subtracted those 1,300 volumes from the store of what the world knows. And I think that the world is better off for the richness and depth and complexity that our fellows have brought to our understanding of the world.
What criteria do you look for when you're going through the applications and deciding whether or not someone would be a good fellow?
I look particularly for promise. I look for the future. I look for how this will impact the present and the future. Of course, all the humanities are interested in the past. They're completely invested in the past. But what I really look for is the progress of the disciplines and the contribution that it can make to present-day understanding. Of course, you also look to the track record of the person. You want somebody who has accomplished something in the past and somebody who will definitely accomplish something in the future. So we're looking both at the project and at the person.
You have selected 41 fellows as part of your 2014-2015 class. Tell us a little bit about this class, and are there any unique attributes to these fellows who will be studying with you over the next year?
Of course, I'll find out more about those unique attributes when they arrive, but there is one thing that I'd like to draw attention to. This class will include for the first time 3 scholars from mainland China. That is for the first time under a new program that we're just devising. Under this program, the 5 leading universities in China nominate a number of junior scholars, and our selection committee selects them, and then through a co-funding program, they are supported for a year in residence. These people then are centered at Chinese universities, but they will be coming and spending a year in residence among a community of humanistic scholars comprised of fellows from all over the world. And I think it's going to be terrific, both for the Chinese Academy and for our fellows.
As you also mentioned, the National Humanities Center has created a volume of work for educators to use in the classroom. Tell us about your initiative here.
Well, about 15 years ago, we began to use technology in order to help us disseminate the work of scholarship and the perspectives of scholarship to high school teachers. We thought that we could really benefit high school teachers who often don't have the benefit of access to scholars. And over the last 15 years, what we've developed is a high efficiency way of developing professional development to high school teachers all over the country. This year, we will run 37, 38 online seminars with attendance up to 75 in each one. If you do the math, this turns out to about 150,000 or 200,000 students that we reach. The teachers, in the course of an online seminar session, interact on a live basis with a scholar who walks them through certain materials and tells them how they might best use these in the classroom, what points to stress, what questions to ask, how to teach this, how to approach this material. And this is the kind of counsel and advice that a high school teacher just can't get anywhere else.
What do you hope that those educators take away from that experience?
Well, what I hope they take away is a sense of intellectual richness and excitement. High school teaching is a very, very demanding job, and it can become kind of routine. You can easily become inundated with routine matters, paper grading, the personal issues associated with students. But what high school teachers really need is a sense of intellectual joy. And I hope that these sessions somehow awaken them to that.
What does this 35th anniversary, this milestone, mean to you and to the National Humanities Center?
I'll tell you, when we started, we were a great idea, but we were underfunded, as many great ideas are. We had a capital campaign that yielded about $22 million in the late 90s. This suffered, of course, in the recession. And when I arrived in 2003, the endowment was about $34 million. Today, with a successful capital campaign just now concluding, our endowment is approaching $78 million. We're in a much, much stronger position as we face the future.
As if our viewers want to learn more about the National Humanities Center and get connected with the work that's happening there, what do they need to do?
Well, first of all, they can go to our website, nationalhumanitiescenter.org, but really I'd like to see them at the center. We have public programs to which the public is invited, and it would be my pleasure to greet anybody.
Well, thank you so much for coming out and sharing this anniversary and all of your work with us.
Thanks for having me.